Decided to move before my head could file its complaint. Feet hit the floor, knees took the weight, the body just went. And the mood that had a whole speech prepared about staying down found itself talking to an empty room because I'd already left it. There's a window of about 2 seconds in the morning where you can move before the heaviness gets organized. And I caught it today, and the catching changed everything. The heaviness is slower than the body if you beat it to the punch. It needs you to lie still long enough to build its case, to list the reasons, to rehearse the weight, to settle in, but it can't argue with the body that's already standing. Can't lecture knees that are already taking stairs. Can't hold a meeting with a person who's in motion. Motion is the one thing it has no answer for. So I moved first and the heaviness arrived to an address I'd vacated. Stretched and the spine made the good sound it makes. Filled the lungs all the way to the bottom for once. Felt the blood actually go somewhere instead of pooling. And every system that had been filing a grievance overnight quietly withdrew at the moment it got used, because a body in motion forgets the arguments a body at rest finds so completely convincing. And the arguments forgotten the moment the body moved turned out to have been the whole of the heaviness, the entire thing. By the bottom of the stairs, the speech was gone. No closing argument, no rebuttal, no wait. Just a body that had moved before it could be talked out of it. And a morning that suddenly had momentum on its side beat the heaviness to the floor, and it never got to finish its sentence. Turns out the mood that feels like gravity is mostly just stillness, wearing a convincing costume, and the costume comes off the instant you give the body somewhere to be that isn't the bed. I didn't argue my way out of it, didn't reason or wait it through. I just moved, and the moving was the whole answer. The feet on the floor doing what an hour of thinking couldn't. The body knowing before the head agreed that the fastest way out of the heavy morning is through the soles of your feet. Three notes in, and my whole body already knew what was coming. The first chord hit like a hand on the shoulder. The drum came in, and something in my chest that had been clenched all morning let go. Because there's one song that's never once failed to do this. One particular shape of sound that walks straight past the worry and flips the switch the worry's been sitting on, and I'd forgotten until the speaker remembered for me. I'd been sitting in the quiet like the quiet was helping. It wasn't, it was just giving the heaviness room to talk. A clear floor and good acoustics for every doubt I owned. The thing about silence when you're already low is that it amplifies the wrong voice, hands it a microphone, lets it fill the whole room with its careful gray reasoning until you forget there was ever another sound available. And then 4 bars of the right thing, and the gray voice can't be heard over the noise of being alive. By unlimited. Packed every previous lift into this one, so the song arrives already carrying every other morning it ever pulled me up out of, and hands me all of them at once. And all of them at once is a stack of evidence that this feeling has always, every single time, been temporary. Played it twice, then a third, then I didn't need it. The morning had momentum of its own. By then the gray voice long gone, hoarse and given up, and me already 3 songs into a better day. Hit play and the morning changed its mind about being heavy. Funny how 4 minutes of the right sound does what willpower can't. Reaches in past the part of you that's negotiating with the day, and grabs the part that just wants to move and be loud and be here. I don't fight the heavy mornings with logic anymore. Logic loses every time, it's a slow and even match. I fight them with the song that always works, the one that's never lost, the one my whole body learns again. 3 notes in every time, like it never forgot how to win. Counted backwards from 5 and made myself go on 1. 5, the worry still winning. 4, still building its case. 3, my hand already on the door frame to the lean forward. 1, and the body went, and the morning had no choice but to start. There's a rule I read somewhere and didn't believe until I used it. You get 5 seconds before the brain talks you back into the bed, so you count them down and you leave before the negotiation opens. The brain is a brilliant lawyer for the cases staying put. Give it 10 seconds and it'll have you convinced. The day can wait, the bed is warmer, the effort isn't worth it, and every word of it will sound completely reasonable, which is exactly the problem, because reasonable is its trick. It dresses the heaviness in sensible clothes and calls it a considered decision instead of a trap. So you don't give it the 10 seconds, you count down from 5, and you move on 1 before the lawyers even found the courtroom. Got to 1, and the body went, and the whole argument collapsed, because the lawyer's case depends entirely on you still being horizontal. And the second you're up, the second the feet are committed, the whole brief falls apart for lack of a defendant. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's stupid and it's small and it works every single time. I'm actually willing to count the countdown, doing the deciding so the doubt doesn't get to the body in motion before the mind can file its objection. By the time I counted, I was already in the kitchen, kettle on, curtains open, the morning underway, and the version of me that had wanted to stay down was nowhere, had no standing, had missed its window entirely, because the window's only 5 seconds wide, and I'd jump through it, and on the other side of the exist for the simple lack of time to make it. Cloud cover broke apart around noon, and the whole street lit up at once. The gray ceiling that had been sitting low all morning just cracked, and light came pouring through the gap like it had been pushing the whole time. And every surface that had looked tired suddenly had an edge again. And my mood, which had been doing a very faithful impression of the sky, forgot its assignment the moment the actual sky changed its mind, lifting on the same schedule as the weather. Without my permission, I'd match myself to the cloud cover without noticing I'd done it. Woke up gray because the morning was gray. Took it personally, built a whole interior weather system to match the one outside. Convinced the heaviness was mine when it was mostly just the forecast. A borrowed mood I'd mistaken for a permanent condition. The sky's bad day, pretending to be my character. Low pressure doing a very convincing impression of despair. And then the clouds moved on the way clouds do, having somewhere to be, and took my whole mood with them when they went. The thing about weather is it was always going to change. That's the entire deal with weather. It's the one promise it keeps. The gray was never the permanent installation it pretended to be, just a system passing through on its way to being somewhere else. And the same is true of the gray that gets into a person. It feels like architecture, and it's actually just weather, built to move, designed to pass, never meant to stay. And built to move, designed to pass is the most hopeful fact about a heavy morning. It has somewhere else to be. Light to the sky was the bright hard blue that follows broken cloud. The morning's gray, already a thing that had happened to someone else. And me out in the full light of it, warm and surprised at how little of the heaviness had actually been mine. The gap in the clouds widened and the whole afternoon poured through, light hitting everything that had been flat. The street remembering its colors, the shadows coming back sharp because there was finally something to cast them. And the lift arriving in my chest on the exact same schedule. I used to think the heavy mornings were reports on who I am. Now I know they're mostly just reports on the local weather. A low front passing through that I mistook for a verdict, and the sun breaking through is the reminder every time that it passes. First good sip went down, and the whole gray morning got demoted to background. Warmth went down the middle of me and put a floor under the day. The bittersweet of it landing exactly where the heaviness had been sitting. And the small reliable miracle of a hot drink doing its hot drink thing reminded the whole system that comfort is real and available, and doesn't require solving anything first, doesn't ask for the mood to lift. It just arrives space of quiet, a window to look out of, a chair that holds you right. The ordinary liturgy of the first cup of the day, which asks nothing, demands no breakthrough, sets no condition, and gives back every time. The small enormous thing of a body that's warm and held, and not for this moment alone, and not for this moment alone. Even just with a warm cup turns out to be most of what the heaviness needed taken away. Wrap both hands around it in the morning, stop feeling like a threat. Stain on my face, warmth in my palms, the first real taste of the day, and the gray that felt like a forecast for everything to come. Shrink back down to what it actually was, a slightly slow start. There's a kind of repair that doesn't look like repair at all, that looks like standing at the counter doing nothing in particular, just holding something warm and letting it be enough, and letting it be enough. Doing the quiet work the worrying couldn't. By the bottom of the cup, the day had reorganized itself. Same task, same weather, same everything I dreaded, but arranged around a center that was warm instead of cold. And it turns out the center is the thing that changes everything. That a day built around a small reliable comfort holds its shape, where a day built around a worry collapses. And the cup, ridiculous and ordinary, had given me a center, and a center that's warm instead of cold, found at the bottom of a cup, is more than enough to build the rest of a morning around. Different, not solved, not transformed, just survivable, then good. The warmth still somewhere in the middle of me. The morning's gray reduced to a thing I'd had before. Coffee, warm cup in the heavy morning got cut down to its actual size. Funny how the smallest comforts do the heaviest lifting, how a hot drink and a window can undo what no amount of trying could. How the body, given one warm certain thing, remembers how to hope. I stopped waiting for the big fix a long time ago. The big fix doesn't come, or comes too late to count, and started trusting the small ones. The cup, the warmth, the window, the ordinary comforts that have never once let me down. Laughed out loud at something nobody else would have found funny. A stupid little thing, a sign spelled wrong, a dog in a tiny coat. And the laugh came up from somewhere I'd forgotten still had a floor. Surprised me honestly, the way it just arrived uninvited, because I'd been walking around all morning like a person who'd lost the knack. Like the part of me that finds things funny, and packed up and moved out. And then a dog in a coat reminded it where it lived. The heaviness convinces you that you were never the light one, rewrites your whole history, makes you believe you've always been this. Quiet and careful and gray, a person things happen to, and it's so thorough about it that you stop checking the record, stop remembering the version of you that talked too much at dinner, that made the table laugh, that found the world ridiculous and said so, until some small absurd things myself again. The funny one, the loud one, the one who finds the world a riot. And completely myself again, mid-laugh over nothing is a homecoming I didn't know I'd been homesick for. By the afternoon, I was the version that cracks jokes in the queue, that catches the eye of a stranger over something absurd. The gray wall down a rubble, I walk straight over. The funny one back in residence, like it had never left. Found out I was still funny, and the heaviness lost its main witness. Because its whole case depends on you forgetting who you actually are. On the rewrite, holding on you not checking the older drafts, and one real laugh subpoenas every version of you it tried to bury. I'm not a great person having an occasional bright moment. I'm a bright person having an occasional gray morning. And the difference is everything. The difference is the whole war. And one dumb laugh over a dog in a coat won it for the day. Wrote down 3 things that went right, and the page argued back at the morning. The bus came on time, the coffee was good. A stranger held a door, and there they were in ink, undeniable, taking up actual space. 3 small facts the heaviness had conveniently forgotten to mention. Because the heaviness keeps terrible records, only files the bad ones. And the list is just a way of auditing the books it cooked, of putting the good back on the ledger where it always belonged. The mood is a biased historian, it writes the day in gray, edits out the small wins, loses the receipts for every good thing, keeps a meticulous archive of everything that stung, and reads it back to you like it's the complete and balanced record, when it's actually just the prosecution's carefully chosen highlights. A case built entirely on the bad in the absence of the good. And the good was there the whole time, just never entered into evidence. So I entered it. 3 lines, 3 facts, and the case fell apart on the page. By the 5th thing, I'd stopped trying to find them and started noticing them. The list having retrained my eye to catch the good as it happened. The warm bread smell from the bakery, the song on the radio, the way the light did something nice on the side of a building. And each one went on the page, and the page got heavier with good and until it outweighed the gray by sheer accumulated evidence. The morning's actual contents finally given an honest count, and an honest count of an ordinary morning always comes out ahead. That's the thing, the heaviness never wants you to tally. Folded the list in my pocket by noon, didn't need to read it. Just knowing it was there, just knowing the count came out right. The gray historian fired, the books reopened and audited the day on the record at last. As the good thing with an agenda. It cooks the books toward gray, so I keep my own count now, in ink in my own hand. And the count, every time I actually take it, comes out on the side of the light. Asked myself what would actually help, and for once I waited for the answer. Not a rhetorical question, not the kind you ask to feel like you tried. A real one out loud in the kitchen. What would actually help right now? And the answer came back smaller and simpler than I'd braced for. Go outside, it said, just go outside. That's the whole prescription. And I've been expecting some impossible repair, some grand reversal, when the body knew all along it just needed to be somewhere with sky. We make the fix so big it can't be done, then call it impossible. Decide that nothing short of solving our entire life will lift the morning. Set the bar at total transformation, and then fail to clear it when the actual need is usually embarrassingly small. A glass of water, a short walk, a window, a phone call, something a 5-year-old could prescribe in a second, that we miss because we're scanning the horizon for a cure. So I asked the small question instead of the big one, and the small one had an answer. The big one never does. Listen to what the body said it needed, and just went and did it outside like it asked. Around the block, nothing heroic, air on my face, and the day going by, and my own feet doing the work. And the heaviness that I wanted, a whole strategy, got a walk instead, which turned out to be the strategy, the entire incomplete one, because the body's request was correct, and the body's request was small. And answering the small correct request did what the big plan couldn't, the walk being the whole of what the morning had actually required. By the second corner I could feel it working, the simple chemistry, the blood moving, the light landing, the small machine of being outdoors, doing the thing it reliably does to a person who'd forgotten. And I laughed a little at how hard I'd made it, how impossible, when the answer had been waiting the whole time, at the size of a walk, patient, obvious, free, asking only that I asked the right question. The small one, the real one, the one that actually has a reply. And the one that actually has a reply is always the smaller question. The body knows the answer when you ask it, something it can do. A different temperature of person, the grand impossible fix, forgotten, unmissed, never needed. The small real answer having done the whole job, and me lighter in on the joke that it was always this easy. Ask the question small enough to answer, and the morning answered yes. Turns out the heaviness loves the impossible question, lives in it, feeds on it. The how do I fix my whole life by lunch that has no answer and never will, and starves the second you ask it something the body can actually do. What would help really now? At the size of the next 10 minutes is always an answer to that one, always walk being a thing I had. Looked the heaviness dead in the eye and told it I knew its whole act. You come in early, you make yourself at home, you act like you own the place. You tell me you're permanent, you tell me you're the truth about who I am. And every single time you turn out to be a visitor who leaves. I've known you long enough to recognize the con, the way you dress a passing mood as a final verdict, and knowing the con is most of the way to being free of it. It used to scare me the great when I thought it was telling the truth, when I believed it when it said this is how things are now and forever, when I took its forecast for a fact and its mood for a diagnosis. But you watch a thing arrive and leave enough times, enough mornings, and the fear wears off, the spell breaks, the act stops working, because you've seen the ending, you know how this movie goes, and it always ends with the gray packing up and gone. And now when it shows up, I just say, oh, it's you again. I know how this ends. There's power in naming a thing out loud and refusing its disguise, in saying you're not a verdict, you're whether you're a visit or you're temporary, and treating the heaviness like the unreliable narrator it is, because it only has the authority you hand it by believing. Only weighs what you agree to carry, only stays as long as you're convinced. And the second you say, I see you and I know your tricks, it gets a lot smaller, a lot quieter, a lot easier to wait out, and a lot easier to wait out. Once it's named and seen through, is the whole of the difference between drowning and just getting wet. By the afternoon it had gone the way it always goes, and I barely noticed because I'd stopped taking it seriously. Stopped treating the visitor like the owner of the house, and the house, it turned out, had been mine the whole time. Called the heaviness out by name and watched it lose its grip. You're not the truth about me, you're a mood and moods of train schedules. You arrive, you stay, or while you leave, and I've watched it 100 times. So forgive me if I don't roll out the red carpet, if I don't believe the verdict. I used to argue with the gray, used to plead with it, used to fear it. Now I just clock it, name it, tell it. I know how the story ends, and the telling does the work, the naming breaks the spell, because the thing you've seen through has already lost the only power it had. Phone lit up with the name I hadn't seen in months, and I picked up grinning, just thinking about you. 3 words and the whole gray morning rearranged, because somebody out there going about their own complex complicated day. Had a moment where their head turned to me and decided to reach, and the reaching landed exactly when I've been feeling least reachable. A line thrown across the months to a person on a gray shore, and I caught it and held on and let it pull me back to land. You forget in the heavy mornings that you're held in other people's minds, that you exist fully warmly in heads that aren't your own, that somewhere right now someone's smiling at a memory you're in. The gray convinces you you're close to system, sealed and alone, a planet with no other planets, spinning in your own dark, when the truth is you're in a constellation, connected by old light. And every so often one of the other stars sends a signal across, and one signal across, just thinking about you is enough to remember the constellation, that you were never spinning alone. We talked for an hour about nothing, and I came back changed. Old jokes, old names, a shorthand of people who've known each other long. The easy laughter of a friendship that didn't need the months explained, and every minute of it a break in the bridge back to myself, 'cause they remembered me the way I'd have forgotten me, the lighter version, the funnier version, the one they liked. And talking to someone who likes you reminds you you're likable, which is most of what the heavy morning had managed to make me doubt. Nothing was different when I hung up, same flat, same gray, same day, except everything was different, because I've been reminded I'm not alone in it, that there's a whole network of people I matter to out there living, and the network doesn't dissolve just because I can't see it on a gray morning. It's there holding the way a thing holds, whether or not you're looking, and one call lit the whole web up for a second, showed me the lines, the bright threads running out for me, everyone who'd answer, and the bright threads running out to everyone who'd answer. Suddenly visible is the whole loneliness of the morning, revealed as a trick of the light. Texted two more people after, because the web was lit and I could see it. Set up a thing for the weekend, made plans, made contact, made noise. The gray isolation in tatters, the constellation back online, and me in the middle of it, held the way I'd been all along. One old friend remembered me, and the whole alone feeling collapsed, because the alone was never true, just convincing, just a trick of the gray. A story the heavy morning tells to keep you from reaching for the phone, and one call, one name lighting up, one thinking of you. When the story's over, we hold each other up across whole distances, without knowing we're doing it. A thought, a text, a call out of nowhere, on exactly the right gray morning, and the holding is invisible until somebody makes it visible. And then you remember you're in the constellation you always were. Reached into a coat I hadn't worn since spring, and found a folded note. 10 old pounds forgotten, a gift from a past version of me to this laughed out loud in the hallway like I'd won something enormous. Because it wasn't the money, it was the small, ridiculous luck of it. The universe doing a tiny kindness on a morning I decided it wouldn't. A folded note in an old coat saying the day's not all bad. Some past Tuesday looking out for some future gray morning. The heavy mornings make you forget that luck still runs both ways. That good things still happen to you, small and random and free. That the universe didn't single you out for an exclusively gray deal. The mood does this thing where it claims the whole scoreboard, insists that nothing good comes, that you're on some cosmic losing streak. And then a folded tenor in an old coat just casually disproves it. A small green fact the gray can't argue with. And a small green fact the gray can't argue with is worth more than the 10 pounds. It's evidence the streak was never real. Spent it on something I didn't need and absolutely wanted. A coffee and a pastry and a magazine I'd read once and recycle. Pure small joy, no justification, but found money's only proper use. And sitting there with the unearned treat in the ordinary light, I could feel the morning's whole gray thesis quietly falling apart. Because you can't maintain the position that nothing good ever happens while you're eating a pastry you bought with luck from your own old coat. And eating luck for breakfast on a morning that swore there'd be none is the most direct rebuttal to the gray I know. Kept finding things all day after that. Once I'd started looking, a good parking spot, a sale, a green light, a kind word. The luck not new, just newly noticed. The scoreboard newly honest. And the gray thesis in tatters, disproven by a tenor and a pastry. 10 quid in an old coat, and the whole losing streak turned out to be fiction. Because the streak was always fiction, a story the gray tells to keep you down and claim that the good has stopped coming, that you've used up your share, and one folded note from a past self blows the whole story open. Good things still happen to me, small ones, random ones, free ones. The mood just stops me counting them, stops me catching them as they land. And all it takes is one tenor, one bit of dumb good luck to remember the universe never actually took me off its list. A dog came tearing across the grass like the morning was the best thing ever invented. Ears back, tongue out, absolutely committed to the joy of just running. Chasing a ball it had chased 1,000 times, like this time was the first. And I stood there on the path completely undone by the pure uncomplicated of it. Because the dog had no gray morning, no thesis, no archive of grievances. Just the grass and the ball and the bottomless renewable delight. And watching it for a second, I borrowed the whole feeling. We overthink the being alive part, we really do. We make it heavy, load it with meaning and dread, and the long memory of every the dog just runs, just empties itself into the morning. And there's a lesson in it I keep having to relearn, that the joy doesn't require the circumstances to be solved, that you can be delighted by grass while everything's unresolved, that the dog isn't waiting for its life to improve before it loses its mind with happiness. So I tried it just for a minute, tried being a creature in a park instead of a problem in a body. Watch the dog be happy about nothing and remembered how that's done. You don't earn it, you don't wait for it, you don't solve your way into it. You just notice the grass is green and the air is moving and you're here, and you let that be enough, the way it's enough for every dog that ever lived. I'd been treating my happiness like a reward for fixing my life, locked behind a door marked once everything is sorted. And the dog blew the door clean off by being euphoric about a ball, by showing me the joy was never locked, was always just the grass and the now. Threw the ball a couple times when the owner laughed and let me, felt the dumb clean satisfaction of a creature catching a thing, the tail going, the bringing it back, the doing it again immediately. And somewhere in the third or fourth throw, I stopped being a gray morning and became a person in a park on a Tuesday, throwing a ball for a dog, which is, it turns out, a completely sufficient way to be, a whole and happy reason to be alive, requiring nothing else, and a whole and happy reason requiring nothing else, found by throwing a ball, is the dog's entire philosophy, and it works better than mine. Simple and glad, for no reason at all. A dog and a ball and a patch of grass, and the gray didn't stand a chance, because the dog was right, the dog was completely and entirely right. You don't wait for the conditions, you don't earn the delight, you just let it in. And the letting it in is available on any morning, in any park for free. I'm done locking my joy behind the door of everything sorted. The dog showed me the door was never locked, was never even a door, just the grass and the now, and the small clean reasons that are always there. And a Tuesday is a perfectly good day to be euphoric about a ball. Halfway across the bridge, it hit me that I'd been carrying yesterday's problem all morning. A thing from a whole day ago, already solved, already done, already over. And I've been hauling it around since I woke up, like it was still happening, like the weight was current when the weight was a leftover, a ghost, a habit. And the second I saw it for what it was, yesterday's, not today's. The grip just opened, the hand let go, the weight fell off the bridge, and I watched a problem I'd already solved drop into the water and float away. We carry things long after they're finished, that's the trick of a heavy morning. The body keeps the posture of a stressless situation already ended, holds the feel is the memory, the muscle stubborn rehearsal of a fear that's already past. I held breath for a danger that's long gone, and I held breath for a danger that's long gone. Just needs to be noticed to release. The noticing is the whole exhale. Once I'd seen it, I couldn't unsee it. The whole comedy of it. Me on the bridge in the morning light, dragging a finished thing, treating a closed case like an open wound. The past tense, like a present. And the seeing did the work, the struggling couldn't the way it does. Because you can't put down a weight you don't know you're carrying. But the second you know, the second you catch yourself mid-haul, the hand opens on its own, the body remembers it's allowed to stand up straight. And the body remembering it's allowed to stand up straight. Mid-bridge, mid-morning is the lightest I'd felt in days, all from one small noticing. Finished crossing the bridge, a different shape than I'd started it. Shoulders down, breath full, the yesterday way in the river behind me. Carrying only today, which was light, which was fine, which was mine. The whole heavy morning revealed as a thing I'd already put down once. Caught myself hauling a solved problem and just set the whole thing down. Because half the weight of any heavy morning is stuff that's already over. Yesterday's stress worn into today's posture. Last week's fear still clenched in the jaw, and it only stays heavy as long as you don't notice it's not yours anymore. The trick isn't strength, it's attention, catching the carry as it happens. Seeing the finished thing you're still holding, and letting your hand believe it. And the hand always believes it, always opens, always lets the old weight fall. The moment you point out gently that the thing was over a long time ago. Cleared one corner of the desk, and the whole morning suddenly seemed possible. One small square of order in a room that had felt completely beyond me. And the order spread the way order does, from the one corner outward. Because once there's one clean thing, the rest stops looking impossible. The heaviness had told me the whole room was a mountain, all or nothing. And the one cleared corner called the heaviness a liar to its face, proved the mountain was just a pile, and piles can be done one corner at a time. The gray loves the all or nothing, loves the whole impossible mountain. Because if the only options are fix everything or fix nothing, then nothing wins every time. The mountain stays a mountain, and you sit at the bottom of it, certain you'll never climb. When the actual move was never to climb the whole thing at once, it was to clear one corner, do one ditch, make one small square right, and let the one small square argue against the impossible. And one small square against the impossible wins the argument every time. The impossible can't survive one finished thing. To one small thing all the way to done, and the day stopped being a mountain. The corner led to the desk led to the room led to the morning. Each finished thing handing momentum to the next like a relay, and the heaviness that it needed the whole room to stay impossible. Watched its impossible dissolve, one completed corner at a time. You don't beat the mountain by climbing it, you beat it by denying it's a mountain, by doing one small next thing and the next. Each small completion, a coin in a machine that paid out energy. And the room that had been a verdict on my whole capacity for living turned out to be a to-do list, ordinary, finite, doable. Just a series of small squares waiting to be made right one at a time. The mountain having only ever been the heaviness's favorite lie. And the mountain being the heaviness's favorite lie, exposed by a clean corner, is the whole jailbreak from the all or nothing morning. Looked up eventually, and the whole place was done somehow, without my noticing. One corner at a time, having quietly become the entire room. The impossible morning revealed as a stack of small possible things, and me on the far side of it, capable after all, the way I always was. One clean corner and the impossible morning turned out to be a list, because nothing is ever the mountain the heaviness insisted is. It's always a pile, always one thing, then the next, always doable in pieces. And the only move is to start the first piece and let it disprove the mountain. I stopped trying to fix whole days a while ago. Whole days can't be fixed, and started fixing corners, dishes, squares, single finishable things. And the corners add up the way the heaviness swears they never will, until the impossible morning is behind you, done, one small square at a time. Walked out of the quiet streets and into the part of town that never shuts up. Market stalls, a busker, 100 conversations layered into one big sound. The whole bright, chaotic noise of a lot of people being alive at once. And it picked me up and carried me the way a crowd will carry you, because there's no room to feel invisible in a place this full of life. No quiet for the gray voice to fill, no still surface for it to settle on. Just the loud, warm churn of the world insisting on being lived in. The quiet had been the problem all along the empty streets. The silence, too much room for the head to echo in. Too few other people's lives to remind me mine was one of millions and didn't have to be solved alone. And I'd been treating the quiet like peace when it was really just isolation. A controlled environment where the only voice was the gray one. So I went where the volume was, where the human noise was thickest, and let the sheer density of other lives drown out the one in my head. And the sheer density of other lives drowning out the one in my head is a cure they don't put in the books, but it works. Bought something from a stall just to be part of a transaction. Said thank you and meant it, gotta have a good one back. Small human exchanges, dozens of them, the social warmth of the crowd. And everyone was a tiny anchor to the actual living world. A reminder that I'm a person among persons, not a problem in a room. That the day is happening out here, loud and warm and shared. And I'm welcome in it, was always welcome, just had to show up to the noise. And showing up to the noise, welcome in it, one of the crowd is the whole antidote to the quiet room and its single gray voice. The gray voice, long since drowned, the crowd having carried me clear. The morning's quiet isolation, traded for the warm human churn. And me in the middle of it, loud, alive, one of the many. Found the loudest part of town, and the quiet gray voice couldn't compete. Because the gray needs silence, needs the empty room, needs you alone to hear it. And it has no chance against the market on a weekday. A busker, a crowd, the sheer overwhelming warm volume of a lot of people being alive. I used to think I needed peace and quiet when the morning went gray. Turns out I needed the opposite, the noise, the crowd, the churn. The reminder that I'm one of billions, all just trying to have a day. And the world is loud and warm and full, and there's a place in it for me. Caught myself thinking about where I was this time last year, and stopped dead. Because this time last year, a morning like this would've kept me down for a week. And here I was, already half out of it, already reaching for the day. Handling in an hour used to take me whole gray months to climb. And the comparison wasn't sad, it was the opposite, it was proof. A receipt for all the quiet work, all the practice, all the getting better. Evidence in my own hands that the gray mornings had been teaching me to beat them. You don't notice yourself getting stronger, that's the cool thing about it. The improvement is invisible from the inside, day to day to day. Each gray morning feels exactly as heavy as the last one did. And it's only when you look back, only across a real distance, that you see the slope you've been climbing, the muscle you've been building, the way the same weight that used to flatten you barely slows you now. The whole quiet accumulation of a person learning to carry their own weather, and a person learning to carry their own weather seen across a year, is the most encouraging thing I've got. The proof I'm not where I was. Measure this morning against last year's, and watched myself having grown. The same gray, the same low start, the same old heaviness arriving, and a completely different person meeting it. One who'd done this before, who knew the moves now, knew the tricks, knew the gray was temporary, and the knowing was earned, every bit of it paid for in old hard mornings, each one of which had felt like failure and was actually training. The whole gray history reframed in a single backward glance, as the curriculum that taught me to stand in weather that used to knock me flat. This morning I made coffee, opened a window, texted a friend. Small moves, automatic now, the toolkit I didn't used to have. And last year's version of me would've watched in disbelief, would've said, how are you doing that? How are you already up? And the answer is just time, just practice, just the unglamorous repetition of getting knocked down and learning a little each time how to get up faster, until the getting up is muscle memory, and the gray can't hold you anymore. And the getting up is muscle memory, built across a year of practice, is the whole reward the old hard mornings were quietly paying into. The day underway, the year's growth solid, myself feel that I'd come this far, that the person I am now could carry what the person I was couldn't. Look back a year and found a stronger person standing in the same gray light, because the gray mornings were never just suffering, they were always also school. And I've been graduating slowly and visibly, one hard morning at a time, until a weight that used to bury me is one I just shrug off and carry. You can't see the growth from inside a single morning. It's too slow, too quiet, but stand at the right distance. Look back across a real year, and there it is, undeniable. The climbing you did without noticing, the proof that you're not who you were, that the gray taught you that you won. Stood under the hot water and sang the chorus loud enough to scare the neighbors. Steam everywhere, terrible pitch, full commitment, no audience but the tiles. And the heat went into my shoulders where the gray had set up camp, loosening the whole knotted morning one stream at a time. Because there's nowhere more permitted to be ridiculous than a shower. No critic, no recording, just hot water and a voice doing its best. And the doing its best, badly, loudly, is its own kind of cure. The morning had me holding everything tight, jaw, shoulders, hands, bracing for a day I'd already decided was going to be heavy. And the hot water arrived like a hand on every clenched thing, saying you can let go now, you can put it down, you're allowed. And the body believed the water the way it never believes a thought, because the water didn't argue, it just warmed, just held, just ran. And the warmth did the unclenching, the willpower couldn't manage. And the warmth doing the unclenching is the whole reset in 8 hot minutes. No thinking required, just steam. Started singing somewhere in the middle without deciding to. The acoustics doing that thing showers do, where everyone sounds brave, and the singing pulled the breath all the way down for the first time that day. Big lungfuls of steam and sound, the body remembering it has a voice, that it can make noise, take up space, be loud, be alive. And every loud bad note was a brick out of the gray wall, until the wall was steam, and the steam went up the vent and was gone. And the wall going up the vent as steam sung apart, one bad note at a time, is the most fun I'd had undoing a heavy morning in a while. And completely unbraced. The morning's clench gone down the drain with the water. The gray camp broken, the shoulders down, the voice still warmed up. And a day in front of me that I'd sing my way straight into. Sang it badly in the hot water, and a heavy morning rinse clean off. Funny how 8 minutes of steam and a terrible loud chorus does what an hour of careful thinking never even gets close to. Reaches the clenched places the mind can't talk into. Letting go, I don't reason my way out of the gray in the morning anymore. I get in the hot water and I sing it loud and badly and free, and the heat and the noise and the steam do the whole job between them. The morning's weight going down the drain with the water that loosened it.